going to talk about we are connecting. She is here. Hello, honey.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. You guys let us know if you can hear us. We are here on June 15th in the D. I am here in Detroit. It is hot. It is 95 degrees in the city of Detroit. Where are you, my sister?
I am currently in Bluffton, South Carolina, and it is a steamy 80-something right now.
Oh, 80 who? Because it is 95 in Detroit. And I'm hot. I'm trying to get cold. I got my iced coffee. My voice pretty much gone. Guys, listen. I'm coming to you.
Got ice water.
Oh, you got ice water? Good. Because we need some coolness going on here. If you notice, my voice is pretty much gone, right? Because
yeah, where it go?
It went somewhere. I don't know where it went. I don't know where it went, but it went someplace. But we're trying. We're fighting for our voice back. Okay, that'll preach. We're fighting for our voice back, honey.
Hey, come on.
But this is Snippets and Nuggets. This is our very first episode on live. We'll be snatching this this voice to add it to the podcast later, so you guys can actually catch it on Anchor, on Spotify, on Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. You can also follow us. We want you to go to YouTube, subscribe, like, click the notifications below. Like and subscribe to this channel, to this page also. But we want you subscribed over there so that we can go live from YouTube for you next time. But this is our very one, so excuse any glitches. Isn't my sister looking lovely?
Yeah. Oh, I thank you, sweet.
Yes, yes, yes. So today's topic is, are you after the teaching or the teacher? What are you looking for? Are you looking for the teacher or the teaching? Because in today's world, we have a time where people are seeking knowledge and seeking enlightenment more than ever before, right? But what happens? They get this enlightenment, they get so excited, and then people fall off. And people fall off for different reasons, right? And so I've run across a lot of people who used to be like Christian and like hardcore Christian. They don't mess with Christianity anymore. Baffles my mind a little bit, because I can kind of understand. Yes. What about you? Have you heard of people being in that space like, okay, I used to be a Christian, but now I don't want to do Christianity anymore? And why? What brings people to that place? Do you think?
I think
what happens?
I have heard of people in that space, but being in that space before, and I have no judgment, and I don't try to claw my way to them to try to bring them back, because they're going to have to come to the understanding of for themselves. I think they lose focus of who it's all about. They focus on the people and how the people that they think supposed to be perfect aren't perfect, and then they get let down, and then they just forget all of this.
Exactly. And I think that's what really motivated me to do this topic today. Just thinking about how so many people, and I feel so bad because it's people that I really love. It's people that I really adore. And I want to just say, listen, you can't do, but I can't do that because I once was in a place where I was actually done with Christianity. I got focused on the teacher and not the teaching, right? So I was excited about my teachers, and I loved them. I loved all of my teachers, and I put them way up here. And I felt like, if you're a pastor, if you're a bishop, if you're an elder, you're supposed to be held to a higher standard. And if something is happening with me and going on in my life, you're supposed to attend to that, because that is your job, and that's what God gave you to do. Manage my life. But when my life started falling apart, my teacher wasn't there. And actually, they told me, what you can do is take a sabbatical. Well, my life was falling apart, right? And they put some other of the membership like, okay, you guys can leave, actually. And I'm like, how you gonna do that? And you supposed to be a teacher. You supposed to be saved, sanctified, full of the Holy stayed on Jesus and all that good stuff. What happened? So I was done. I was like, baby, God, I love you, but I'm moving on to something other than Christian. I started looking at, okay, like what is Catholicism about? What is Buddhism about? What is, I don't know. I wasn't even looking towards African spirituality or anything like that. I was just like, but God, I know I love you. I love your spirit, but people are the pigs. But was it my teacher that I was,
Yeah.
or was I focused on the teaching? I have learned since that I was not focused on the teaching. And I've been saved, I've been saved, sanctified since 12, speaking in tongues. So I've been in this thing for what? Many years. And so for me to get to that place, I was just like, man, this is crazy. And it lasted for about 4 months before God had mercy. And rerouting,
Yeah.
I found my way back into the house because
Yeah.
what happens is when you don't have that community, when you don't have your brothers and sisters in the Lord rallying around you, when you don't have that common union, guess what? You start going off into some other stuff real quick. And I found that, and my life was falling apart, and I was literally out of gas. I was out of steam. So, but it's easy to get caught up in that. It's easy to get caught up in that. Have you ever been in a situation where you judged the church or you wanted to walk away from the church because of a situation that happened amongst the membership or the pastors or whatever?
Yes, I've walked away before. Way back in the day, I had to do what I had to do because I didn't feel like nobody was fighting for me and what I felt at the time. I think I was made to go, and I had a really good attitude, but it was they was like, oh, you could be a little arrogant. I'm like, or you could be more humble. I was like, oh my gosh. I was thinking in my head, like, I'm the most humblest person that they got on it. Yeah, but they was getting it misconstrued because of my confidence in Christ. And I think it was a little bit of jealousy. I don't know, but
Quite possible.
they was like, you go back into kids ministry after I with adult ministry 4 years. And I was like, okay, cool. Because everybody got to go, pull up the rear sometimes. So I spent a year in kids ministry. Thank you. Everything, all the movements and stuff. And then I was like, can I get back on not to be in the spotlight, but it's just something deep about that adult worship. I disappear. I really do. And they was like, so I'm not even trying to be like that. And then when I went to ask one of my, what do you call them? Like older elders' wives, it got back to the worship leader. She's gossiping about you. I'm like, no, I'm just need advice. And I was like, I'm out because all y'all seem like y'all against me. So I lost sight of the teacher and was focusing on the leaders and the teachings, or whatever, what I'm trying to say.
Right.
But and I was just like, maybe it's not the place for me.
So you feel like, because you know how you hear people in church always, well, my season is up, the Lord is leading me. No, the Lord ain't leading you nowhere. You led yourself astray when you start being off focus, because the Lord may have been using that situation to really get you together and focus you on what needs to be focused on. I was watching, and see, you're a singer. My sister, this is my blood sister, guys, Miss Lolly Ann, and she can sing. So being in that choir, she was talking about being in a choir. Being in that choir, it's a whole different beast anyway, right? Because the devil, he had the music ministry, that was his thing. So that's where he's gonna reside. Where the music reside, that's where he gonna be at. And he gonna try to stir up. He gonna try to stir up some mess. But we have to know, like, okay, we might get off into our own flesh sometime, but we have to know how to refocus. So I was watching this documentary on Mother Teresa. When you think about before I say that, I was supposed to ask you this. When you think about, like, give me two major people that you think generally worldwide that are great leaders or like wonderful, sweet, beautiful people. If you had to think
I love Pastor Tony Evans, and I love worldwide,
something in
like
mind,
preachers.
like preachers or evangelists or
Want me to blow it?
Yeah, blow my eye.
I don't know.
Y'all, something in mind. What happened?
Mama used to spit all the time.
Well, let's make mama face. Okay, that worked. Okay, thank you, mama. But when I think of it, I think of Mother Teresa and Mahatma Gandhi, whatever his name. Not Gandhi, but Gandhi. Mother Teresa, what is she known for? Do you know? Have you heard her?
For just loving the children, loving people, helping people.
Yes.
And changing lives one life at a time.
Yes, for sure. And that's what I thought too. As I started watching a little bit more about Mother Teresa, what I had learned was Mother Teresa was connected to like Ronald Reagan, a lot of big political figures. Mother Teresa was bringing in like $300 million a year. And yet the people that she was serving were very, very sickly, malnourished. They were washing their sanitation stations, where they, first of all, they were washing needles in soap and water. They were cleaning soiled linen next to where they prepared food. There were people very, very sick, and it wasn't because of lack of funding. It was because her goal was raising money for the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican. So it's very rich. Everything out there is very wonderful. Although she was about poverty, right? These people were living really horribly. They were living really horribly there. And so, but whenever we hear Mother Teresa, that's not the focus. Not generally. So my thing is, that's a beautiful. Now, that was horrible what Mother Teresa did. I think that was terrible what Mother Teresa did. But did her good outweigh her bad? Did she think, well, me saving in this area is going to further the ministry? I think you can do a good thing wrong. I think you can do a good thing, but it's not necessarily the right thing. You know what I mean? So, I think that's what Mother Teresa got caught up in. So it doesn't take away from some of the good things that she did do, but it does kind of take away from it, right? I don't know. When you have that responsibility as a leader, I think you got to walk a little bit carefully when you're dealing with people. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I'm about to get ready to go get my kids soon.
Okay.
I got about 10 more minutes though.
Yeah, that's fine, because we're going to wrap up soon. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time here. But what I want to talk about is from your perspective as a leader, because you are a leader. You are a praise leader. You are a worship leader. And a lot of people look to you. You feel the pressure to hold up a certain image because they're focused. You find people focus on you rather than the message that you're trying to convey.
I do have to hold, as a leader, I do have to hold up a certain image, because at the end of the day, I got to talk to God. I got to check in with God, making sure it's not about perfection. It's about progression. And if somebody don't have enough grace, if they see me at Olive Garden and, whatever, they see me have a glass of wine or something. That's one of my worship backup singer leaders. That's like, judge somebody else, because guess what? I'm not just about to be in my house the whole day when I'm not at work or at church, just so I can have me one glass of wine, like whatever. But what I'm trying to say is I don't overly indulge, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that there are eyes watching. And I know the Bible says if your left eye offends your brother, pluck it out. And I know that's Old Testament. But what I'm trying to say is it's the gist of stuff. I know that I have a certain standard to uphold as a leader versus, just attending. Because I'm on that
Yeah.
stage once every 3 4 weeks, once every 3 weeks or something, and I'm leading. I'm worshiping. I'm a worship leader. So not the main one, just part of the team, but it's all still so important. But the
It is.
Bible says, "Don't let good be evil spoken of." So I try
That's,
my best. I'm not perfect, but I try.
you're not perfect. What people call perfect. People think perfect means flawless. Perfect does not mean infallible. It means mature, right? So we got to get
Amen.
that straight. But that can take us a whole another 20, 30 minutes to talk about. So once God has made you, and once you come into that perfection, once you become mature, you can walk in that maturity. But you're never going to be flawless. None of us will. Now, do we have to lay with our grandnieces and be called a pervert and stuff like that, like our friend Mahatma Gandhi? No, we don't, because all of us poop, right? My pastor made an analogy. Everybody uses the bathroom. Everybody does, their private things, release their selves. But do you do that in the street? Absolutely not.
Mm.
You don't do that.
Right.
We go into
Right.
a secret place and take care of our business, and then we clean ourselves up. But what we
That's
don't
right.
do is go hide in the corner, do it, and just leave it. That's called messy. That's called being a child, and that's called being immature.
That
So,
that's good.
not perfection. But what is perfection is knowing that, guess what? None of us are infallible. We all have flaws. Focus on what the message is. What I really want to convey is, let's look at what the message is. If your teacher is giving you the truth, if your teacher is telling you the right way, and you know this because you studied to show yourself approved unto God, not unto your teacher, but you've already studied to show yourself approved, and guess what? You focus on that and let God
Mm.
do and handle the rest. And I thought it would be great to have Lolly here because she is a worship leader, and people do look to her. People do look up to her, and they hold her to this standard. And guess what? She is not an infallible person. She's still a person,
Mm-hmm.
and she has flaws, and she has a lot of beauty also. So let's not miss the message looking for the mess. Focus on
Wow,
the teaching and not the
that's
teacher.
good.
And maybe your seasons won't be up so many times in all these churches and all these groups and all these situations you find yourself in. Maybe you can learn how to evolve instead of devolving. And being that you're here and you are my sister, and I will take full advantage of you whenever I can, I'd like for you to take us out with something inspirational, please.
Oh, okay. I'm ready. Okay. I got something right in my mind right now. She's like,
Come on.
okay, we'll sing it.
Hey, Mama.
Okay, this is a little bit of something. Sometimes I couldn't fall asleep. There was so much on my mind, searching for that peace, but the peace I could not find. So then I kneeled down to pray, praying, help me please. And then he said, you don't have to cry, 'cause I'll supply all your needs as soon as I stop worrying how the story ends. I let go and I let God. I let God have his way. That's when things start happening. And I stop looking at back when. I let go and I let God. I let God have his way.
Yes, honey. Yes.
Love
Thank
you.
you so much, sister. I love you guys. This has been our first live stream of Snippets and Nuggets. It will not be our last, and it's certainly not our best. Focus on what we're teaching you. Love you, mommy. Then focus on what we're teaching you. Don't focus on the teachers. We're not all perfect today. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. But we love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Holly.
Thank you. Bye. I love you.